with us on the topic of entrepreneurship. And now I am requesting one of our faculty members, Mrs. Shantuni Saha, to please introduce our today's speaker.
Good morning, everybody present over here. Good morning, our HOD Madam Shomdata Chakraborty, all my faculty colleagues, today's speaker Shottendra Hori, and all the students. Today, I am very happy that we have a very young entrepreneur with us, and you will be very happy to know about the journey of his work to be an entrepreneur. I think everybody, you will enjoy a lot his story. So before he starts his talk, I tell you that only your eagerness, determination, and hard work will make you a successful entrepreneur. So I welcome on the behalf of MAKAUT IT department, Mr. Shottendra Hori, to please deliver his lecture. Before Shatendra start his lecture, let me introduce you with you today's speaker. So Shatendra Hari is co-founder and IT consultant at Sentient Geeks, Kolkata. His responsibilities include crafting creative app concepts into reality for SME and startups, and effective communicators with skill in managing the workforce and mentoring them on the latest industry trends and technologies. Prior to joining Sentient Greek, Shatendra was a senior associate at Cognizant Technology Solution, Kolkata, where he quickly established himself as a go-to expert on insurance and annuities product development. Originally, he's from Kolkata, India. He earned his bachelor's degree in computer science engineering from MAKAUT, West Bengal. When not at work, he enjoys music, gardening, and blogging. So, welcome, Mr. Shatendra Hori. Please start your speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Shantani, and thank you, Bipasha, for the warm welcome. So, yeah, definitely, this is an exciting moment, and when I see fresh, minds like this and get to interact with, with you candidates, so it's a wonderful experience for me as well. So, okay, so getting started with it. So I'll quickly share my screen. So, it won't be like a lot of lecture, but it would be more sort of like, how we get to know each other and what kind of interest you have into this entrepreneurship is very important. So this is something that we'll be interacting as well as we proceed with this. So I think we already have a chat window here. Let me quick check with, okay. Just need to make sure that I could interact with all of you, while I continue with this discussion. Okay, there you go. So, I need all of you to interact with me as we proceed further. And like as I have questions or as you have questions, feel free to put that question on the chat window, and definitely we'll be discussing along with as we proceed further. So yes, it has been a wonderful journey so far. Where I started my career from a startup, and then my primary technology stack was in .NET since my stream was in computer science. So, and since my inception into this software development and services, I already had a willingness to build up a team, and I did that for companies. I did that for my past companies where I used to work. And since then I had a passion to have a team all of myself, where I could nourish that team and build them, and we can work on the latest stack. Because as we think from a developer perspective or from a team members perspective, there are a lot of things that the management might not consider in due time. So I came across a lot of situations as those, and I tried to accommodate all those into this startup, Sentient Geeks, where we work more closely as a team and team member, and we try to help each other, nourish each other, and just make sure that we grow, which is very important. So I'll have some basic glimpse about what an entrepreneur is all about. So first of all, let me know from you, who all do think that you would like to become an entrepreneur down the line? Just say yes. I'm expecting some response, so feel free to chat here. Yes, wonderful. Suparno, Ritik, Rahul, wonderful. So I see there are a lot of people who are willing to become an entrepreneur, which is very, something very getting into trend right now. Yes, that's a wonderful response, Sonam. So this is what we need. Right now, the market trend has been pretty different in the last couple of months and years, where earlier what we had to do is, like, if you had a skill, if you had a passion, you have to wait, or you have to get into some agency, some institute, and then you could excel that. And even that had some limitations. You have to keep things binded to your managers, your supervisors. But right now the market paradigm is completely changing. It's starting, right now the market has started identifying individual skill sets. Like, if somebody got talent, if somebody got something new into this market, or if somebody wants to get some product into this market. So market is market is absorbing those things right now. And right now even market is ready to do all sort of experiments, do a sort of new investments to starting new products and things like that. So this is definitely a very booming opportunity for all of us to get started. Now, when we are thinking of becoming an entrepreneur, the first thing that comes to our mind is, like, what is an entrepreneur? Like, what does really stands for? Like, now tell me something. Like, you have heard of this term entrepreneur a couple of times. Now, if I ask somebody, somebody might come up and tell, entrepreneur is something who starts a business, might be who is visionary and leader, possibly a hero, maybe somebody who can take up risk, because it is always a risky part of it. Somebody influential, somebody who's having a very good personality. So what, according to you, do you think is an entrepreneur? Can you just drop a quick line, in the chat room? What do you think an entrepreneur is all about? Anybody? A visionary? Yes, it is a visionary. Innovativeness? Yes, I agree with that. But there is something a little different. Let's see if I can get anything from all of you. A team player? Yes, definitely has to be a team player. That's correct, Narayan. So is it like a set of skills that one needs to come up with? An entrepreneur, a great influencer, uh, definitely there has to be some influencer in a positive note. But it all these things, the team player, innovative, and all these things, like, how do we get in us? If I tell you, are you an entrepreneur? What is, and if this question is for you, so what is the first thing that you think? If I ask you, just ask yourself, are you an entrepreneur? Am I an entrepreneur? What do you think? Out of the box thinking? Yes, to some extent. All of you are pretty aware of, like, what entrepreneurship is all about. That's really great. Now, let me put some more thoughts into it. I still haven't got it, but yes, somebody who wants to convert the vision into reality. Yes, that's correct. And to convert that, you also need, yes, a lot of hard work, and I'll get to those skills. Yes, this is very important, Hazibul. That's true. We need patience. Now, patience. Yes, we need patience. Is very critical, and problem solver mindset. All of you are pretty good. I understand that. Wonderful. So let me discuss about what an entrepreneur is all about. So starting from it, everybody would say, this skills and these are the things that an entrepreneur has. The first thing that, let me ask you, are you an entrepreneur? If I say yes, everybody have an entrepreneur skill. It's all we have to do is we have to identify that. what are the things that we need to focus to become an entrepreneur? That's very important. And it is not about like somebody who doesn't have a vision, or is somebody not an hero, or cannot take up a risk, cannot become an entrepreneur. That's not correct. Anybody can become an entrepreneur. And there are a couple of very, very basic things that you need to have in yourself to make sure that you get into one of those shoes. So according, if you go by definition, and entrepreneurship has quite a definition, like a person who sets up a business, and or businesses that take financial risk and hope of profit. Now, yes, that's the definition that you can easily find on Google. But what I believe personally is it is more a side of a mindset. If you become an entrepreneur, you have to have a particular mindset, a mindset that contains a couple of basic things that you keep in your mind while you grow, or while you try to make a difference into it. And this is something that you can grow with time. It is not something that you have to come by birth, or you have to be like from the early stages. You have to be very passionate about this and that, and you have to come outside, come with a lot of ideas. It's not like that. It's a mindset that anybody can grow. It can be you, it can be anybody. And all of the entrepreneurs who are born with the ability to survive and involved like thinking, they have already inbuilt the entrepreneur capabilities. That is what I believe. So if you have a passion, if you have survival instincts, if you have a sort of like an innovative thinking, you can definitely, you are into one of those shoes of an entrepreneur. And now, this is a mindset. How to develop this kind of mindset? How to become like, how to think like what an entrepreneur thinks like, and how to get into their shoes. Let's get to that stage. Now, the first thing I'll be discussing about like the five very basic characteristics that an successful entrepreneur generally have. And the first thing that it starts with is unending passion. Now, believe me, it is the passion, and Steve Jobs says it well enough that if you have to be burning with an idea or a problem or a wrong that you want to be right. If you're not passionate enough from the start, you'll never stick to it. Now, that's a very key note. And for any entrepreneur, the first and the foremost thing that you should have in yourself is the passion. Every good entrepreneur has a tremendous passion in them. And it might really sound crazy, but if you have a passion to do make a difference, if you have passion to do something, you won't even get to sleep. You will think like early in the morning, you will have an idea to come up and think like, okay, this morning I really need to do this thing. So this is the kind of passion that you need to have in yourself. And and definitely motivation is a part of it. Now, if you have the right passion to make a difference, if you are really passionate about making a difference, so you can definitely get into an entrepreneurship. And this is no difficult, and let me help you out. How can you help yourself gaining this passion? So that takes me to the next slide, that how can you find your passion? Now, start creating a very simple list of things that you love to do, that you would, yeah, that makes you really happy, that really make you think that, okay, this is something that I should always try, or this is something that I would like to excel with. Keep the money matter and the fame and all those things, because if you are thinking to become an entrepreneur, if you're passionate about doing something, whether if you are like, there can be a lot of examples. I had a friend who was a very good, she wanted to become like a cook. And she's a housewife, and still she wanted to become like a cook, and she wanted to do something. Once she started building up a cake, and that was a wonderful piece of cake that she made. And she really got some appreciation about the way she came up with that cake, and it was really delicious one. And when she put up that into a party, a lot of questions came in like, how did you order it, where did you order it? And this things steered a thing in her that, okay, how about if I try to take up a couple of orders and try to come up with, delivering a couple of cakes? How about that? Because since she was passionate about it, she knew what changes to make into it, what kind of things she wanted to do more into it. So if you are not, you have to be very passionate, and you have to understand what is your passion, what are the things that you'd like to do, you'd like to excel, right? So this is and this is a very basic things and a very crucial thing to become an entrepreneur. If you think there are issues like this that can help you to understand the passion, so start. Let's do one thing. Let's start with the first task. If you have a a sheet of paper, can you just identify your passion? Or even if you have a chat window, can you just quickly chat like what do you think your passion is all about? So maybe we can think about it as we proceed with the lectures, as we proceed with this session. So let me quickly refer the chat window and see how many of you have uh, yes, please post in the question and answer section. So in this chat window, let's globally have, how many of you do have a passion to come up with something? Or it could be like, starting from riding bike to a gym, to can be flowering, can be studies, making something a program. It could be anything. Identify yourself. Yes, AI developer. That's a wonderful thing. Since I'm into programming, I understand that part, and I understand your passion as well. You will. That's a wonderful. So all of you try to understand new technology. Okay, love watch arts. Okay, that's a wonderful thing. Yes, I do have. I can also tell you there are examples that I have. One of my very close friends, he started his career as traveling. Wonderful. I love that. So yes, and whatever examples you're coming up with, I can tell you, I had friend circles, I had networks throughout the globe where people, who are passionate. Suppose taking an example of traveling, if you have heard of, there is a India Mike. So there are like agencies that do all sort of trekking. So I had one of my friends who was very passionate about traveling, and he started his own travel agency. Initially it was a really difficult thing, but since he was passionate about it, and then he excelled it. Right now he's running globally across India. I think that would be blogging, Ritik. So yes, they are, identify your passion. That's very important thing. Then that would be your first step to become an entrepreneur. Now let's get back to the second thing. So the second part that comes into play is the self motivation. Now, you have been always heard this, this line that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. That's very true. If you believe in yourself, if you are self-motivated, nobody can stop you. The reason I say self-motivation, because I find, on a day-to-day basis, there are a lot of people who look for motivation, who are looking for, okay, can you say something? I get text SMS a couple of times, and from even from my team members, that oh, I'm not sure how to motivate myself. If you cannot motivate yourself, if you're not self motivation, if you don't have a self motivation, it's really difficult for you to move ahead. Because in the path of an entrepreneurship, as you proceed, like, there would be difficulties, there would be always problems. And it is your self motivation that would not even, it would motivate you, as well as it would motivate all the people around you. And this way you can definitely come up with a difference, and you can move ahead. That's very important. So, and so, going by the lines, like, line of an life of an entrepreneur can be hard, no matter how passionate you are. Sometimes it get out of, sometimes it really becomes very difficult to get out of bed, and so it is a mix and match of passion and the self motivation that you should have in yourself to make a difference. A successful entrepreneur, we generally, we don't look for others motivation. Yes, we should know how to motivate ourselves into whatever we are doing. Suppose I'll give you an example, like generally, this motivation part is something that we can capture, we can gather from a lot of sources. As you motivate, you need to start motivating in yourself, you need to start believing in yourself that yes, you can make a difference. There are a lot of people who have ideas, who are passionate about things, but they lack a very part of motivation, that okay, should I go for it? I'm not sure if I can really make a difference. How do I really do for it? So these are the couple of things that really they have in their mind. What I say is, like, what the worst thing might happen? You might fail. What can be? No, you have nothing to lose. If you really want to make a difference, if you really want to make something, make a difference out of something, out of nothing, so try it. Try is the first and the foremost thing that you should do. If you fail, it is not that you have failed, it is something that you have figured out a way that really won't work. So you are a winner at the end of the day. So this is your mindset. You have to create a mindset, like, that is always motivating you to make a difference, and that's very important. And now, the second thing that comes to our mind might be like, what is the thing that would motivate you, right? So getting to that, how to motivate yourself. I'm not sure how to pull this. Okay, this is better. Yeah. So how to motivate yourself? Now, to motivate yourself, you need to come up with goals. If you have a passion to do something, suppose you have a passion to learn a new technology, or if you have a passion to start with a travel agency, or to become an individual freelancer about the photography or something else, you should have a goal, a definitive goal that would take you to that objective. Now, when we are talking about a goal, it should not be a goal that is not achievable. Now, taking an example of your current career, if you have a goal to achieve, like 80 or 90% of the marks, or if you really want to excel into your studies, you should have a goal, in the sense, like, okay, don't make your goal unachievable. That is very important. If you try to make your goals unachievable, you would never be motivated. I had a friend who always had unachievable goals. Like, when he was into sports, he said that he would, if you try to cover like 1.5 kilometers in like 4 5 minutes, and he had a target which was, the requirement was 7, and he had a target for like 4 5. He tried with that. It was like 5 5.5, but it was never 4. What's the point? You never get motivated if you come up with unachievable goals. Your goals should always be achievable, because when you achieve a goal, it gives you a sense of achievement, and that definitely motivates you. So always try to bring down, create a goal of yourself, the overall goal, and don't create just a single goal. The bigger goal should be broken down into smaller goals, smaller objectives. Now, if you have a passion to build up something, it should be broken down into smaller goals, it should be broken down into milestones. So as you go ahead achieving the goals one by one, it gives you a sense of achievement, and you really think of, okay, you are really motivated to make a difference, and take up with the next goal. If you are not achieving the goals, there is no point. You might feel depressed. And this is something that we generally practice, and all the entrepreneurs generally practice, is make small goals, make achievable goals, and achieve those. Make it a list of accomplishments that you have made, and move ahead. It could be anything, and try to reward yourself. This is very important. If you can get really good marks into these exams, how about you take a trip to some good place, maybe a Sikkim, maybe some place where you would like to travel. How about you gift yourself a book, if you could really make a difference at what you are really trying to make. So try to gift yourself and try to reward yourself. So this way you can always keep yourself motivating enough. Not only yourself, you can also help your peers to get themselves motivated. This is very, very critical, and one of those things that any entrepreneur should try. So if whatever goals that you came up with, I'm sure like a couple of you have already came up with a lot of things like traveling things and learning new technologies. How about when you are off, or if you have a piece of paper, write down what are the things that you are passionate about. Second thing is, what are the goals, what are the things that can help you to gain that passion or to excel in that passion, right? So that is very important. And so this is something that I need you to do along with either with the session or after this session, but you must do, because this is something that as you proceed, as you learn, it will definitely help you to grow. So try to come up with a list of like goals that you want to achieve, and just make sure the goals are achievable, and what kind of rewards you would get to yourself if you achieve those goals. So try to come up with a list, and try to follow that list. I'm sure this will really help you out, motivating yourself to push you further into an entrepreneur. Okay, I think I'm good so far. Is everybody with me? If yes, say yes. Just text yes in the chat room. Wonderful. Thank you, Ritik. So yes, wonderful. Thank you for your response, all of you. So I'll definitely have a question answer session at the last, where we will definitely be discussing about a lot of things and any queries that you would have. So yes, let's start building up and making up a difference. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. So the third thing, which is very crucial, and you must have heard of it, is there is no risk, there is no gain. That's very, very true. Now, when we are talking about a risk, like a lot of, even with we had a lot of perception. I'll give you an example. Generally, earlier, I don't see that nowadays, but definitely earlier, or even in some places, we had a perception uh, somebody should always go for a government job because that's stable. Right now, if you think of a government job, you know, private or government or stability, there is nothing. It, basically, Helen Keller also said that security is mostly a superstition. If you think that this is more secure, you may not know what it might be coming in the future. I can give you government agencies that was really doing wonderful job earlier, which turned out to be a very bad sector into a government, and people had to leave that agency and move for other segments. So if you're thinking of, okay, this is a cozy place where I can sit and maybe I can take it throughout my career, there is nothing as such. It is it is always like you need to keep yourself very sharpened and very open to learning. That can always help you to keep up the age, because it is a rat race, it is a competition, that a market that we are into. So as long as you keep yourself motivated, as long as you keep yourself like and understand what kind of there is always a risk involved in no matter what you do, whether you are starting up a new agency, or you are working as a new team member into a agency, or you're working as an employee. So definitely there are risks involved, and you have to keep yourself motivated and sharpened and keep your knowledge up to ensure that you get with the latest and the greatest, and mitigate all those sort of risks. And risk is good, I can say you, just because if you don't take a risk, you won't even understand what are the other pros and cons of that activity. So because it is well said that no a smooth sea doesn't make a good sailor. It is always a rough sea that helps you to understand like what kind of problems you might come across. And as you start resolving those problems, as you get into a problem solving attitude, you come up with better results, and you can definitely make a difference. So a successful entrepreneurs are those who are always willing to take risk. Now, when I say risk, is it necessary to take up enormous risk to become a successful entrepreneur? I say no. Just because if you take enormous risk, if you take a mindless risk, suppose you get a funding, if you want to have your own, a YouTube channel, right? And you get some funding, and you put every funding into its advertisement, your YouTube channel. And at some point of time, you run out of fund. So the risk that you take always have to be a calculative risk. We don't take, no entrepreneurs take like uncalculative risk. Definitely you have to take a risk, starting from mutual funds to anything that you have in mind. So definitely there are risk involved. You take up risk, but you also have to calculate like what are the pros and cons, what are the things that I would achieve, what are the things that I would leave, or I might lose to if I go ahead in that direction. So this kind of calculations is always necessary, because nobody just take up risk just like that. And but there has to be a mindset that yes, you have to take a risk. And if you are taking, and if you are getting the hard way, if you are taking up the other way around, which people really don't want to take, you can end up learning a lot of new things and definitely making a difference. So that's one thing. And now, if you're thinking of how to take up a risk, is it how do I really know what kind of risk I should be taking? So the best thing is to do is always keep learning, because as an entrepreneur, it is very important that you learn about whatever things you want to excel with, whether it's your passion about creating cakes or a YouTube channel or whatever things you want to come up with. It's very important you keep your eyes and ears open about learning anything new about it. So what kind of taxes would be involved if I get into this? What kind of people I have to get involved with? What are the channels that I should consider as I proceed with this? So learning is inevitable, and you have to definitely keep up, and your passion and enthusiastic ways to learn a lot of new things, that would definitely help you to understand like whether the risk that you're taking is it a risk that worth it. And definitely, like you have to also, as you learn about the entity or the your passion that you want to excel with, and as you learn about its industrial or its market valuation, and how you can place it into market, you also get an idea about whether it would be a mindless risk or it would be a calculative risk. And you have to decide. If you ask me, like, is there any really formula where we can calculate what is a calculative risk and what is a mindless risk? Frankly, no. There is no such formula, because even if there is a formula, like it would have been like somebody who have tried and did something. Market changes every day, and it's your eyes and ears who can help you to teach and perceive how and what risk you should take as you proceed further. Am I good so far? I would like to just quickly see that people are getting me. Are you good so far? Taking no risk, it's itself a big risk. I completely agree with you, Nadeem. Wonderful. Thank you, Suparno. Wonderful. Thanks, Rahul, for the confirmation. So yes, and the last but the fourth but not the least is definitely a leadership skills. It is very important that you possess a leadership skills, and this is not something that comes by birth. I can tell you, if anybody convince you that this is something that you get by birth, that's not true. It is something, all of the skills that I have been discussing so far is something that you can achieve. And I just said you can definitely achieve. And in terms of risk, as I said earlier, while I was just discussing about the risk. So if you have already noted down your passion, if you have already created, or if you are willing to create a list of goals that you need to meet, and what kind of rewards you would make to yourself once you achieve those goals. The third thing that you need to do is definitely to identify a plan B. If you have a plan B, then you will definitely come up with, you will understand that, okay, this is something that is worth taking. So try to come up with a plan B. If this is not working, what could be the other way which I could take to make sure that I don't just fall apart. So whatever your passion is, just have a second plan. I'll just give you another example. I'll just move to the earlier slide once again, just to make sure. Like when we're talking about taking up risk, there has been lot of people. I'm not sure if you have seen. I have particularly seen people uh, nearby, where if you go to Salt Lake Sector 5, there would be a lot of people who are selling like foods. We call it like jhoops. A lot of people say that, and in there are jhopalpattis and things where there are a lot of people who go there for daily foods and for lunch and things. So when this pandemic situation came in, definitely this is a situation which is a risk, right? So people, I saw particularly a person who was selling food, at that moment. At some point of time, he started selling, all those masks and those sanitizers and all those things. He just switched himself. So that was his plan B. He just switched, and this is something that anybody and everybody needs to do. And that also includes something that we'll cover up in the next module about the change. So always try to keep up a plan B. That really helps you to mitigate the risk. Nobody takes uncalculative risk, I can tell you, in this in industry. And accidents do happen, but you also need to that is where you need to come up with your patience to handle those kind of situations. 100%, you cannot calculate everything 100%. So okay, taking to the next point is the leadership, and this is definitely a vital point of it. Now, a lot of people in you do have a leadership skills, and this is something that you can excel in all by yourself. And entrepreneurs are great at elevating not only himself but also others. They genuinely try to keep people around who are like leaders. If you come, as an entrepreneur, if you come across people who says no, not this, oh no, you should not do that, oh, there would be a problem there, come up with a lot of negativity, please go ahead and avoid them. They will take you to nowhere. The only way how you can achieve yourself a difference is keep yourself surrounded with people who think positive, who are really making a difference. And I can guarantee you, you will not only be motivated, but you will also try to think like them. And also, like, never lose an opportunity to lead a people that you come across while you are networking with people, or even in colleges. There are college generally. I saw somebody who popped up and tried to give an intro of myself. So take up the leadership skills. That is very important. If you get an opportunity, even in your local area, at your house, at events, at any position where you find that there needs somebody who can step up and can control things and make sure things are streamlined, take an active part. Very important. That can really help you to grow and excel your leadership skills down the line. It's not mandatory that you'd always meet the success as you start proceeding. So it's a very, very learning experience, and as you learn, you grow and you understand what's the difference. So how do you make your leadership more effective or try to network? So the first thing and foremost thing that start doing right from today is creating networking with people. Now when I say network, it's not about just Facebook. Try to connect people who you think are already excelling into that segment. If you have plans to open a cooking session, or a YouTube channel, or something you find really relevant into programming, into .NET or anything, so definitely there are people who are already working on it and did a remarkable progress. Try connecting them, connecting them, and try to understand, follow them in a way where they come up with a lot of new ideas and thoughts. Try to understand what kind of perception do they have, so that would give you a very clear idea about how to make a difference. Try to participate into events and leadership programs. There are already a lot of leadership programs that happens here and there, even in Kolkata. If you keep up following LinkedIn, you might also get there is a group called LinkedIn Kolkata. They organize a lot of sessions where they discuss about these things. Try to engage yourself into all these activities. And last but not the least is connect to work with leaders. If you this is something that I always felt very useful. A lot of people get who are passionate about having their own agency, having a startup, or having something of their own. They end up selecting a agency that's large enough, that's very huge, maybe CMI level companies, and they get nothing to learn from the big leaders, because you can't even achieve them, you can't even reach them at times when you need. So I had a very good opportunity when I started my career. I joined a startup, and that helped me to understand like what are the pros and cons, what kind of challenges do a leader face on a day-to-day basis, and how do we resolve it? How do we really address a problem, and how does he solve those problems? So these are some things that you can only get in startups and places where you can connect with the leader directly into it. Even when I was in Cognizant, I had an opportunity to work with directors who were really passionate, and the not only like from their like leadership standpoint, the diplomacy and a lot of ways how to resolve a problem, how to get into in depth of a problem and resolve those things. These are some things that I learned from them, and which is really useful. So this is always very important, that you connect with leaders who can help you to grow and excel in your career track, and that would definitely help you to get more into this leadership, and also keep up with your network. And let's get to the next thing, is open to change. Now this is the fifth and most crucial part. As Elon Musk, he says, like, some people don't like the change, but you need to embrace change. It's an if it is an alternative, is a disaster. So this is very important, that you understand, like, change there is only one thing in this world that is constant. It is change. Change is inevitable. Things would change, starting from demonetization, changing from the currency notes to this and that. There are pros and cons, but changes would come. As a software developer, I can tell you one thing, that if you think like you want to become a C# developer, a Java developer, or a Python developer, think again, because if you want to really excel into this vertical, this is very important that you focus more on the basics. I can tell you, uh, even I take up a lot of interviews, and I had candidates, unfortunately, like it really feels bad about like asking candidates, when I ask them a very basic thing. If you're into programming, the first thing that you learn generally is what is an object, what is in class. And I can tell you, till date, 70 to 80% of the people could not even come up with relevant examples. They are not even clear about the basics. So when you're not clear about the basics, you always have trouble understanding the change and absorbing the change. Because if today, since when I started, it was like classic ASP, and then it turned into ASP.NET Waveforms, then it was MVC, then it was ASP.NET Core. Right now we are working in .NET Core, and there are other frameworks related that comes along with .NET. So there are changes, and all these things change, but what doesn't change is the basic understanding, the basic the framework, the same if clauses, the same for loops, these are the basic things. These things never change in a programming. Likewise, if you are planning to become an entrepreneur, there are basics of, if you want to go to marketing, there are basics of marketing. If you want to go into some cooking or some channels or into marketing, so whatever things are, there are always a basics into it. A lot of people avoid the basics. They feel like, okay, now a lot of things change, but why should I even care about the basics part and not look into the latest stack? Because it is always the basic, the foundations, that always remain constant, and the rest of the things changes. So if you are strong at logic here in programming world is the basic of anything. So if you are strong at logic, if you understand what a subtract, or a for loop or a while loop would do, if you understand the basic logic, no matter if you are working with classic ASP, if you are working with PHP, if you are working with .NET or .NET Core, it would always be the same. The logic would always be the same. So as long as you're strong at logic, you can definitely end up learning any new technology as well as coming up with the results. So these are the basic things that you always need to keep in mind while absorbing the change. So keep your basics always very clear. You are into into this college, and there will be a lot of things that you might cover, but always try to keep your basics cleared off, because that is something that would really make a difference between you and a lot of candidates who are passing out in the same year. If you have your basics clear, no matter what kind of challenges you come across, what kind of changes you came across, like, it would always be very easy for you to absorb those kind of changes, right? So and definitely, all the successful entrepreneurs always look for new ways of doing things, and they always try to churn things here and there to make sure that they come up with something different. Think of a very basic thing about cell phones that started with a size of a bulky size like a telephone, to right now they have changed into like something that you can even wear in your wrist, right? So this is a kind of change and a kind of technological advancement that can happen to this mobile connectivity and things. So this change is definitely inevitable, and if you want to keep up with this change, you have to absorb this change, and you have to think of changing things in a way where it can really make something better out of nothing. So this is very important. Now, thinking of how to adapt a change, the first thing that you need is to view a change as an opportunity and not as a threat. As I was given an example, that a person I saw who was selling like food or lunch boxes, at afternoon, he immediately switched from that profession and he started selling sanitizers and face masks. And when I talked to him, he said like, দাদা কি আর করবো, এছাড়া তো এখন তো আর কেউ কিছু তো এটা হচ্ছে না, তো আমার এখন এটা নিয়েই চলে যাচ্ছে. So that was him. He had those entrepreneurial skills in him, and he is really thinking of adapting with the change. Now he is creating a problem into an opportunity, and he's trying to sell those. Not only him, there are even bigger agencies and the clothing companies who came up with matching mask along with the dress. So this is something that they are looking at an opportunity that was a threat to everybody. So you have to keep your mindset in a way that there would be changes, there would be problems, there would be always challenges, but how can we overcome that challenge and create an opportunity out of it? So this is something that comes with an experience, and definitely as you practice those, it comes to you as well. So, I will give you another example. When you go to a company, when you go, even for institutes, there are a couple of times there are policies that are introduced. Like, okay, this is a policy, and I see a lot of people that say, oh, why this? It was fine. Why do we really need to change? I mean, that was fine. Definitely, there are a lot of thoughts put behind making any change. A change doesn't happen all of a sudden. A change which is for the good is not always like imposed, it is always discussed. And for my agency or for the team that I'm working with, I can tell you, suppose we come up with a new rule or a change that we need to follow, we pull the leaders or the team leads of our the overall team, and we try to discuss with them the pros and cons, and we get a lot of inputs from them, and we come up with an idea, okay, this would be the change, and that is how we go for a change, and those changes are well accepted across the team. So not only like putting up a change is also a very difficult thing, I can tell you, but never oppose a change. Try to understand what are the perspectives, what are the good things that can happen. And if you are into a business or an entrepreneurship, it is very important that the faster you can absorb that change and make a difference, the earlier ahead you would be. That's very important. A lot of people would end up cursing people here and there, but by then you would have been moved far ahead into this market. So change is inevitable, so we have to absorb that and proceed with it. So these are a couple of things that are very, very vital. There are, along with this, there are a lot of things that as you get into practice, right? So you get to know about those things. I don't want to get into a lot of new details, but these are the very basic things that I generally follow, and I generally ask each of my team members to follow. and I thought of sharing this with you as well. So try to come up with at least like a couple of things that you like to change. Suppose uh, you have seen people doing programs, or you are passionate about having as I was giving an example of a cake. So what my friend did, like she tried to change a lot of things. He tried to add new flavors to it, some twist to it, and a lot of things that she tried was welcome. And it was not that everything was welcome. She also got some negative feedbacks. Okay, this doesn't taste really good enough. She absorbed that, she understood that, and she made another set of changes. So this, as she tried to innovate, she tried to research, she came up with better products. So this is definitely something that can help you grow. And that definitely would require like a confirmation. Is everybody with me? Everybody getting good so far? Yes would be really helpful. Or if somebody have trouble understanding, I can definitely get back in the question answer session. Wonderful, thank you. So, and now if you are still thinking like, are there anything really different? Like, is that all? Or we really need to do a lot of set of things, to become an entrepreneur? So I can briefly say that, if you at this point of time, if you're really thinking of becoming an entrepreneur, yeah, along with whatever I discussed, there are a couple of more points that I would like to, tell you or suggest you, for the sake of like your growth. The first thing is save and save. So when I say save, it is about saving money. If you have an idea, if you have a plan to make a difference, I had an idea of building up a team all of myself, and where I could excel, where I could really make a difference, where I could have team members who enjoy like working hard and playing hard. So I had to save definitely money from my pocket, from my whatever my earning was, to ensure I could give it a shape. So it is very important that you start saving right from today, if you're planning to make up something out of nothing. So because there would be investments involved, there would be some sort of like investments always incurred into it. If you're thinking on a large scale, you might get investors, but you should have something in your pocket to make sure that you could give it a shape. So very important, try to save your money in a way where it can give some shape to your dream. And the second thing is learn how to sell. This is not really something difficult. A lot of people, uh, anybody can sell, but the point is we think the different way. We are not very like aggressive about the thinking process. We think like a lot of people are very shy about saying like, would you be interested in buying something like this? Would you be interested in checking this out? Hey, I have a new YouTube blog. Would you like to take a look at this? A lot of people really feel shy about it. What's the shy? Leave that apart. If you are really passionate about making a difference, along with all these things, you should start selling. It can be anything. You need to start driving your attention, other people attention into your products, your services, or your skill sets. Very important. Even as you enroll yourself as an employee of a company, anybody, there are generally appraisals, there are a lot of things, but only those come up first who really knows how to come up and sell their services in a way where things are well accepted. So this is something that everybody needs to understand. You need to make sure, definitely on a positive note, and when you say selling, there could be like positive and a negative side of it. So all I'm saying, on a very positive note, you should know how to sell. Don't feel yourself shy about asking people like, would you be interested in checking my blog? Would you be interested in checking my YouTube channel? Or would you be interested, like, I already did this, sort of like a program. What is your feedback about it? So don't feel shy. Try to interact with people, try to ask people, get their attention. And that is how you get started with selling things, right? And as I already mentioned, like, try to work with an entrepreneur. That really helps you to understand, like, what difference you can make and how you can achieve it. And try to pull up your socks and really start working hard. I know, that there is no alternative of hard working. And if you are really working hard enough, if you're really pushing yourself to an extent, because when I started my career, I was in a very, very cozy place where, I was working as a lead. I was managing teams. I was, handling clients, and it was a very wonderful place. But when you get into shoe of an entrepreneur, it is really the opposite of it. You face a lot of challenges, you face a lot of difficulties. You might need to stretch yourself to an extent where you have to make a difference. So put up that habit of stretching yourself, definitely taking care of your health. I'm not saying don't take care of your health. Do take care of your health. Keep yourself rewarded, and also try to push yourself in a way where if there is a tough situation, you should be able to put up your hard work and meet that. Very important. Keep up your research work, and always try to understand your strength and weaknesses, which is very important, because it is that which helps you to understand whether what kind of risk you should take and what you should leave. So I think it's good so far. I'll take up questions from all of you. I think somebody already have a question. No, I'll first start with Shomik. Shomik, is entrepreneurship only about technology? Differently, not Shomik. Entrepreneurship could be anything. It can be starting from any business, any ideas, to any products, any services. Like it could be anything, right? So as long as you think like an entrepreneur, you can excel. You can sell those products into this market, and you can come up with something that people would really like. If you're thinking of for an entrepreneur, you need to look into the fact what a client needs are, what are the needs into this market. If you address a need of a market, of a client, you can definitely come up with a solution or a service or a product, and you can establish yourself as an entrepreneur. Now when you're talking about a technology, if you're building up websites and web applications, that's a part of an entrepreneurship that we have. So, I hope like I answered your question. And Emerson says, I can't fix my target. I'm good in drawing. I like to do Photoshop oriented tasks, but I am now in data science MSc degree, achieving a good job career. What should I do? Come up. I got depressed thinking about me. No, don't get depressed. I can tell you, Amar, one thing. I'm sharing all these questions with you. So don't get depressed. It is not always like, if you're passionate about something, you have to be completely focused into it. You know, what you are doing, if you are learning MSc, or if you're learning something, even if you're learning a typewriting, I can tell you those things would get an add-on advantage to your career. Everything, anything that you learn, outside the box, or out of your career, do really help you out to create a path in your career. A lot of people might think, what in today's date, what would a typewriter do? I can tell you, even somebody who practices typewriting is one of those who can really code really fast. And none of the experiences that you gather, irrespective of your passion, is in loss. But to spend some time into your drawing or your Photoshop or whatever you think you're passionate about, to spend some time, 1 hour, 2 hour, doesn't matter. Try to spend some time and try to understand what the market scenario is, how you can put your services into market, or how you can excel. I had my friends who are working full time, and now they are having their own agency as a painter. So I had seen that difference. So that should not be something that you should feel depressed about. This career and all these things always adds to your learning, and all you have to do is just channelize that learning into your passion. That's very important. Narayan says, like, I have a plan, but it's different from academics, and I don't know the technicalities of the product and how should I proceed. I understand, Narayan. These kind of questions are generally like a lot of people would have. And the first thing and foremost that you need to do is definitely connect with people. If you have a different plan, then if the plan is completely unique, you will still find some of the other people who might be interested in that plan, or who had this plan, or who have worked out on that path. Try connecting those people and try to understand, what are their perception, and what kind of challenges they face. I never had I never felt any shy asking people. Whenever I start with a new technology or something new, I straight away, I try to connect people. I try to ask them directly, you came across this industry for last X number of years. What are the challenges you really felt? and how do you mitigate them? Would you like to share that with me? I never feel like I always try to try to ask people direct questions about it, and I got really good input. So this is something that can really help you. And everything starts with the networking. Try to network with people who have the same mindset and can help you with those kind of things, right? And as you proceed with them, definitely you can get some answer to your questions, and you can definitely excel in it. I think that's it. I don't have any other questions, and I think we are on already on time as well. So, uh, and this is for all of you. Feel free to reach me. I am generally on LinkedIn, and uh, uh, for you can find me on LinkedIn. My name is again Satyendra Hari. You can find it or connect me on LinkedIn. Or if you have any questions, feel free to reach me at any point of time. I'm really glad to help you, all of you. And I don't have much minute, I think, but if you have anybody have any questions, I'm really glad to answer those. Jipul, okay. Why a big startup? Oh, I missed a couple of questions, man. Oh, sorry about it. Whenever you plan something, most time it fails because the future doesn't come what you want. Nowadays, I plan something and up to an extent work, but not completely works. Then you feel the failure and the flow of going. This is the problem happening to me. So Hajipul, I understand that part. I can tell you, this change and the changing of this future is inevitable, and that is the reason I said try to create a set of goals that are achievable. You might have be jumping into that task or trying to create something without setting up your own goals. Try to create achievable goals and try to start meeting them. As you start meeting them, you will definitely feel encouraged to move more into it. And this starts with a list of items that you want to achieve. And on as you achieve those things, try to avoid yourself as well. That would really encourage you to make up a difference. Start that right from today. I'm sure you'll find a difference. Second thing is Suparno says, sir, I have two questions. Why big startup not coming in from up to Kolkata? I'll not compare as Bangalore. Behind cities, fine. Great talent, everything for it. Yeah, Suparno, that's true. And it is not only about talent. We have seen brain drains here in Kolkata. I can tell you, the reason I started this agency here in Kolkata itself, the advantage and disadvantages are pretty different, and that's a huge topic. I can tell you all together. But there are a lot of things, starting from infrastructure to to connectivity to transport, and a lot of things that do happen. And I can tell you, in if you take a look at there has been a lot of government promotions that came into market, that agencies or the startup may apply for, for tax rebates and things. So for those MSMEs, there has been a lot of applications that were submitted for those, and most of them recently had been from Kolkata. So the situation is completely changing. I have seen, even for 5 years back, the situation was different, but in last 5 years I have seen tremendous startup getting in Kolkata, and in a lot of places. Even in Durgapur, I saw a couple of startups came up with. So people, the mindset are changing here, the infrastructure and all those things are changing. It might take little time. It generally it was like a difficult position earlier, but right now as things are becoming very seamless, so the situation, the mindset is also changing. It's not like we don't have tech companies in Kolkata. We do have, and we can have further. I can tell you that. How to become a good leader? That's a different topic. I won't be covering that, but try, as I said, try to engage yourself into small task of leadership. That would really help you to to understand what kind of skill sets you need to grow to manage a couple of member or a team member. Try to participate into events at your home and take a lead on it. That's very important. It's the practice that can make you a good leader. It's not something that you can learn. Nadeem says, I have some problems or solving a problem. I reach and discuss those. Yes, you can feel free to reach me at any point of time through LinkedIn. What do you do if who to connect if I want to start up and have made little progress on it? I know that I have entered college, but I also don't want to sit on my idea for 4 years. I feel discomfort. I think Suparna, yeah, that definitely like is a good idea. So you don't have to set. This is something. This is a crucial time for all of us. If you really are passionate about coming up with something along with your studies, definitely you have to focus on your studies, and along with your studies, try to excel, on that segment as well in parallel. Try connecting people, try connecting leads, and there are a lot of people into this LinkedIn or in market who are really have some great idea which might get aligned with the domain that you want to work with. Try to connect them and try to discuss with them, so get some insight, because a lot of people jump into this idea without getting much insight. Insight is very important before you get started. So as you get insight, you definitely have grow and excel into that. Please give me your number. Okay, definitely, yes. You can connect me on LinkedIn, and I'll quickly share my here is my LinkedIn profile. Anybody can connect me if I could be of any help. And this is my number. Yeah. So if I cannot, you feel free to like WhatsApp me. I'm generally on WhatsApp. If you need any helping hand, definitely I'll be glad to help. So I think we are already out of time. So thank you everybody, and it was a wonderful session. I had such an interactive, audience that was really helpful. Over to you, Bipasha.
Thank you, Shotendra. It's really an excellent talk from you, and the students are really engaged. I think students are really inspired from you, and we hope to get some entrepreneur from this batch. Thank you, Shotendra.
Yeah, I definitely see that. A lot of people already have some ideas. So I'm passionate. Definitely, anybody, any questions, feel free to reach me, as well as you can also connect a lot of people who are in Kolkata, who are already working into it. I have a good network about like of entrepreneurs. So definitely try to just don't demotivate yourself. Just try to keep up with your enthusiasm, because failures are a part of success. I can tell you that. So even if you fail, that's something that is added to your experience, and don't stop doing experiments. Very important. Okay, thank you everybody.
Yeah, thank you on behalf of our department. We are again thanking you to make us privileged through your fantastic knowledge sharing, and particular for the interactive session with the students. So thank you again.
And if possible, we can make another. We can make
Yes,
other
yes, yes.
sessions with you in futures. Shotendra, please take. I think I know
Yes.
you are very busy. Please, if possible, you please take out some time. We'll make some sessions like this with others.
Sure, I'll be glad. Thank you very much.
So thank you again. Now we are moving into our next session, which is yoga session. So we have Mr. Devobroto and Miss Soma with us. So now it's over to you, Mr. Devobroto and Miss Soma. Please start your yoga session.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and good afternoon, all my lovable students. Today our yoga session start from the Somarani Bera, warm-up session, and also we have practice asanas. Then I practice in pranayama and also meditation. Soma ma'am, you can start the
Yes.
warm-up session.
Good afternoon, all of you. And now start the free hand exercise and follow me. At first, your neck, bend first left and then right side. First left side, 1, and look forward, side by side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Then up and down, front side and back side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And half rotation your front side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And back side half rotate. Same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Relax. Now your both hand up, your shoulder level, and up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And palm should be up and down. Hand should be shoulder level up. Only for palm should be up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Both hand again up and front side. Close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax and handshake. Then your shoulder level round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. And your wrist front side rotate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And back side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. And finger is close. Okay, relax. Then left hand keep on your right knee. Then right hand up and stretch left side and hold this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then hand change. Right hand keep on your left knee and left hand bend the right side and stretch. And hold this method with count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Opposite hand. Again. 1,
Ma'am,
2,
this work are very continuous
and
fast. Please you slow the exercise. Then all participants
okay.
practice in.
Okay. And hold this posture with count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax and relax. Then left side, your upper body, back side, stretch and hold. Look back side. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Relax. Then right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, relax. And your upper body front side, both hands up and down, and stretch your upper body front side and head touch on the ground. Stretch, stretch, stretch as much as possible, stretch. And both leg your like a Padmasana or Sukhasana. And stretch your body, upper body, and touch your head on the floor. Hold, 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 hold. And up, head up, then head, both hands keep on the knee. Again, and stretch your body front side and head touch on the floor. Both hands straight. Hold this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. And both legs stretch front side. Stretch out front side. And left leg catch the toe and knee touch on the your forehead. Your forehead touch on the knee as much as possible. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then right leg. Catch your lock palm and catch your toe and head down on the right knee. Touch on the right knee and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Head up. Both hands relax. Now cross the both legs. Right leg, left side on the left leg and cross your right leg and hold. Stretch as much as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. And opposite leg. Left leg on the right leg and cross and leg touch on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. And lay down and one leg up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And up and down. Both leg up and down. 1, 2. No touch on the ground. Your heel not touch on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Relax. Lay down on the both leg. 90-degree up, then down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Then up, up. Then both leg apart and left side and right side. 1, stretch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. 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 Sit down and relax. Today, now today's is asana name is Ustrasana. How it is procedure? Follow me and practice day by day, morning and evening time. Okay. At first, stretch your both leg and closed. Then left leg bend from knee and right leg bend for knee and hip stand on the knee. Stand on the knee. Keep the knee and feet together. At first, as much as possible, your upper body forward, front side, then backward your head. With both hands, one by one, catch on the heel, then backside bend. This is called Ustrasana. And hold this position. On both hands, front side, hip, and hip down on the heel, and both hands beside of your body, then your legs front side. What is benefit this Ustrasana? At first, reduce fat on thigh, then open up the hip and deep hip flexible and stress and strengthen the shoulder and back, improve your posture, expands the abdominal organ, improve design and elimination, then open the chest, improve your respiration and looseness of the vertebra, then relieves lower back pain, remove your cold fever, then it helps remove asthma. Which person high blood pressure should be avoid this asana? This asana everyday practice morning and evening time after breakfast or lunch, then day by day 3 to 5 times this asana practice. Okay. Next, Debabrata sir, start your pranayam.
Okay. Thank you, so ma'am. You complete the warm-up session and also the asanas. These asanas also so many benefits in this season because it is a prevent and develop the immunity system and prevent the cold and cough. So you are practicing pranayama. At first, you are sitting in a comfortable position like a sukhasana, and also you are comfortable as a padasana, and both hands keep on your knees. Hand should be Gyan Mudra. Both hands Gyan Mudra, make a Gyan Mudra, then hand should be keep on your knee. Spine should be straight. Spine should be straight. Spine should be straight. And very slow, close your eyes. Very slow, close your eyes. Very slow, close your eyes. As you listen and do some things. Now you are very slow inhale. At first you relax your body. Then I practice in pranayama because you are practicing warm up and also asana. So your mind, so many things are diverted. So at first your mind is concentrate your pranayama position and your prepare from the pranayama. Then I practice in pranayama. Okay. At first you close your eyes, spine should be straight, and close your eye, and you just feel to change your body, Very recent, you are practicing various type of exercise, joint movement exercise and stretching. Then you are together practicing Ustasana. So many changes in our human body. So many changes in our body. So you just feel what things are changed in your body. You just feel. One thing, your body temperature slightly high, and your body joint is very easy. You just feel, and your respiratory system increase, and BP also, pulse rate increase. You just feel. Now you just concentrate of your breathing process. Very slow inhale, and slow exhale, very slow. Now normal breathing process. Your breathing is normal. That time you are just concentrate of your breathing. You just concentrate of your breathing. You just concentrate of your breathing. You just concentrate of your breathing. But don't open your eyes. Spine should be straight. Spine should be straight. Spine should be straight. Spine should be straight. Okay. Now we are practicing pranayama. Previous day, we are practicing Laghu pranayama, second step. Then, today we are practicing Laghu pranayama, third step. Deep inhale, deep inhale, deep inhale, deep inhale, deep inhale. Forcefully and completely exhale. Very forcefully and completely exhale. Like very short time. Now your deep inhale, deep inhale, deep inhale, deep inhale, deep inhale. Now very short time, forcefully, very exhale, completely exhale. Exhale like that. Now full complete inhale, 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 deep inhale, deep inhale. Now very short time, very forcefully exhale. Forcefully exhale, exhale. Inhale, deep inhale, deep inhale, deep inhale, deep inhale. Now very forcefully exhale, very forcefully exhale, forcefully exhale. Okay. You just concentrate of your normal breathing. Just start the normal breathing. Now you just concentrate of your breathing process. That time just feel before practicing pranayama, your breathing process and now breathing process very smoothly. You just feel your breathing process very smoothly. You are practicing pranayama, that time your facial, you make your smile face. You just practice in pranayama, that time you make a smile face. Now you just feel your respiratory tract clear. You just feel your total respiratory tract is clear. And very smoothly your breathing process start. Just feel. Now, today's another things are practiced in Kriya and also modern yogic science. You are also called a pranayama, and also our traditional yoga is called a Kriya. That is name is Kapalbhati. That is name is Kapalbhati. You are open your eyes and you just see. Then we are practice. Inhale and just your abdomen muscle is contraction and you just force your abdomen like that. You just see. At first you are demonstration, then you are practice. Inhale. Again even, then you are practicing Kapalbhati. Okay. Now we are togetherly practicing Kapalbhati 15 times. Inhale, deep inhale, then practice in Kapalbhati. Okay. Then again inhale. Start the Kapalbhati. Then okay, relax. Relax. Now you are close your eye. You just feel to trace your back muscle. You just trace your back muscle and you just feel to your respiratory system very smoothly. Respiratory system is clear because you are practicing prana. As an effect, you are very smoothly inhale and exhale. Very smoothly inhale and exhale. You just concentrate on your breathing process. 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 Now you are practicing Om chanting and with the meditation. But you don't open your eyes. But you don't open your eyes. At first you just listen. Benefit of Kapalbhati. You are regularly practicing Kapalbhati, then your respiratory system is smoothly and your lungs very clear and your nasal passages also clear. and your back muscle is very strong, abdomen muscle is strong, and your abdomen fat, reduce your abdomen fat. This pranayama is very effective to reduce the abdomen. But nowadays, in pandemic situation, you are stay in your home, but normal situation, so many working, and you are working, and so many do some work. But nowadays, you are stay in your home, so does not work. So this situation have very increase our fat in your abdomen region, thigh region. So this pranayama is practice to reduce our abdomen. And also Kapalabhati to increase our immunity system. And we are practicing Om chanting with the meditation. Start the Om chanting. Om. But don't open your eyes. Inhale and start the Om chanting. Om. Then again, inhale and start the Om chanting. Om. Then again, inhale and start the Om chanting. Om. Then last one, you inhale and start the Om chanting. Om. Spine should be straight. Don't open your eyes. Rubbing your palm, and touch your facial muscle. Palm should be touch your facial muscle. Then again, rubbing your palm, and palm should be touch your facial muscle with your neck muscle. Then again, last one, rubbing your palm, and palm should be touch your facial muscle, and very slow, open your eyes. Very slow, open your eyes. Very slow, open your eyes. Hand should be keep on your knees, and very slow, open your eyes. At first, you see your left side, and very slow, you see the right side. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Vipasha ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Devobroto. Thank you, Shomadi. So these were all for today's session. So tomorrow we have a session with our training and placement officer. So students who have any question related to their campusing and jobs related question, they can ask directly to our TPO. And these are all for today. So thank you again, all the participants, to having with us. And now we are closing our today's session. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, all of you.